You was doing 100 miles an hour, sir.
All right.
And you didn't have your blue lights on. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. You know that's not a parking spot, right? Where you park?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nah, but you said you asked me that I have drugs. You asked me that I have guns. You have no reason to want to search my vehicle.
Welcome back, viewers, to another eye-opening episode of Justice Unveiled. Today, we're diving deep into the gripping stories of ordinary citizens pushed to their limits by corrupt authority figures. Join us as we unveil the shocking encounters of individuals who refuse to back down when faced with injustice. Let's see what happens when corrupt cops mess with the wrong people. What do you think a cop does when a citizen teaches him the law? Do they unlawfully arrest them or walk away? A cop interrupts a guy when they receive phone calls about someone walking on the street with a gun. However, it's not illegal. When the officer decides to search the guy, he says he doesn't consent to any search. The officer, however, takes his gun and points the fully loaded gun at the guy. The officer continues to ask for some ID, which the guy refuses as he did not commit a crime.
Need your ID and then we'll get you on your way.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
The officer asks for further details like his first name and other ID. However, he again refuses.
Can I get your first name so I can speak to you on a person-to-person basis here?
No.
You're not going to give me your
Nope,
name.
I'm not
You're
going to.
be that type of guy when I'm trying to have a conversation.
I'm sorry, sir, but for my own protection, I would rather not give you anything because any name I give you is going to go in the police report about this incident.
Then you can see him state the exact law regarding owning and carrying a legal weapon. He again repeats the question, did I do any crime? Did I do anything suspicious?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Sure.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime, yes or no?
Sure. ID.
After 2 minutes of learning the law from the man, the officer confirms he's a free man and returns his gun.
Firearm, where legally carried, cannot be the only cause for reasonable suspicion for a stop.
Yep.
Am I free to go?
What?
Okay, can I have my gun back?
Sure.
Thank you.
From the beginning of this video, the officer has violated multiple procedures, starting with responding to the complaint first. The guys taking the video firmly said they didn't want to answer any questions from the officer. The officer then tries to check the car of the guy taking the video, claiming that the officer is the one who pulled them over. In reality, they were already parked there before he arrived.
Touch our vehicle. You are, listen, don't touch our vehicle. You didn't pull us over.
Yes, I
No,
did.
you.
When they ask for the reason why they were being detained, the dumb officer says he's not obliged to reveal that information. He also demands ID from the guy taking the camera guy. You have the right to ask the officer why you are being arrested, investigated, or approached, and the officer must tell you unless the situation is obvious.
Put this little in check.
Hey, you ever hear of
Spit it out, it ain't yours. Spit it out, it ain't yours.
Don't
It's called freedom of speech, mother. Now what?
This is freedom of speech.
You're right, it is, but you don't have those freedoms when you're on duty, idiot. You have duties, not rights.
You can see that the officer swears back at the camera guy, but by law, he cannot do that. One of the many mistakes he is making. You can also see another officer trying to control the situation before it gets worse. In general, police are not legally required to tell you why they pulled you over, but they must give a reason before asking for ID. The officers soon realized that the guys have clarity about their rights and tried to stop messing around. He completely lost his cool and drove away, but the video soon went viral, giving him a lot of unwanted attention. Moving ahead. This officer says that the man recording the video is a witness to this investigation and that he should now present his ID. When the man denies it, the cop continues to detain him.
No, you're part of my investigation. You were trespassing. You're a witness.
No, I'm not a witness.
Your ID.
You're not getting my ID.
Okay. You're being detained right now, okay? You understand that?
The cop says, I am detaining you right now, and if you walk away, you'll be charged. When he asks for a reason, the cop says that he's resisting the officer by not giving him a valid ID. The guy recording this is not related to whatever crime the police were looking into. He was just a man passing by, but the citizen knew his rights very well. The next cop comes down to a group of people asking them why they were taking photos of the police car parked down the street. The group of gentlemen questions whether the act was illegal.
Why would they not be allowed to?
Why would it matter?
You can't take a picture of that. That's a class. That's not legal. Sir, that's legal. Sir, that's legal. You're the one committing crimes out here.
The act of recording on camera was not illegal. The cops sometimes try to flash their power for unwanted things. Some people who do not know the law get intimidated by them. However, this group made the cop leave and taught him a lesson. Florida is considered a stop and ID state, meaning that you are expected to identify yourself to law enforcement if they stop you for a crime or traffic violation, highlighting the fact that only if you committed a crime.
The only time I must present ID to you is when I'm in the commission of a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime. That's Florida Penal Code 901.1.
So here, when the officer asks for an ID without any reason, the citizen resists and teaches him the law under which he must present an ID. Since no crime occurred, there was no need for an ID.
States that the only time I need to give you my ID is when I'm committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or in the process of committing a crime.
Photography is not a crime under the law. Give me an articulable suspicion, says the citizen. The police went quiet, realizing the mess they had gotten into. Two Boulder, Colorado cops tried to pull a fast one on an educated citizen by claiming that they had reasonable suspicion that the citizen was drinking alcohol in public. As the law states, it shall be unlawful to drink any alcoholic beverage upon any street, alley, avenue, park, vacant lot, or ground, on any public stairway or hall, or in any other public place except licensed establishments and authorized common consumption areas within the jurisdiction of the city. The citizen was by the side of the road drinking something which was Pepsi. There was no reason to be suspicious that the Pepsi bottle had alcohol inside. These officers approach him with sheer arrogance. The guy asks them to keep their distance.
What kind of beverage is that?
Looks like a Pepsi.
Stay your distance, please.
We are cops, they reacted. I don't care, he replied. The officers argue that they are here to serve and protect.
Oh, we're police officers. Maybe you didn't
I don't
notice.
care whether you're police officers or the mafia.
The mafia?
Yeah.
They said that many college kids drink publicly all the time, and they just wanted to check.
There's a lot of students here drinking, so
I don't-
we just want to make sure that...
Little did they know that this college kid was well aware of his rights. When he asks what they found suspicious about him, things start to change.
That's what I'm asking. Do you suspect? You said
We have
no.
what's called a reasonable suspicion.
Do you have a reasonable suspicion?
Yeah, we do.
What
We're
is
holding
that?
A can.
I'm holding
so
a
we're stopped
can?
to investigate.
That's your reasonable
That's not
suspicion?
reasonable.
The man was holding a Pepsi. What is so suspicious about that? As the conversation continues, the officer starts to mock him. When asked for his card, he starts acting worse than a kindergarten child. However, the second officer maintains his professionalism. You can see that he doesn't really approve of his partner's behavior. Soon they realize it's time to leave. Off they go. So, this police officer approaches a bunch of kids in a public park and commands them to stop riding their bikes. It's likely that a grumpy old person got irritated and complained about the kids performing tricks. But what this officer is trying to do is not acceptable.
If you're up here and doing tricks and people are, well, I don't care. But once you get off of this, you can't ride your bikes down here. If you can pass that word along, that'll keep people from complaining to me, and I won't come talk to you.
So the officer asks to spread the word to other kids so that no more complaints come. However, this kid was no ordinary kid. He knew the exact laws that permitted him to do what he wanted. The police officer is about to get fired.
Look up the code. 16.16.502 states that you can ride your bicycle out here. So if you want to come out here, you want to tell people
exactly where.
When the kid questions the law, he claims a false law and says it's been around for years. However, this kid has been riding his bike in this area for 6 years and has encountered many officers like him. He knew exactly what to do. The cop continues to mock him by asking, "Where did you get your law degree from? The Facebook University?"
Get your law degree on Facebook, or where did you actually obtain that?
Every citizen should be informed about their rights, not just lawyers. The kid puts some sense into this corrupt officer, who then walks away, wishing them a good day.
Great. Nice day. Yeah, thanks, man. Hey, I appreciate you, not giving a shit and walking away.
The reaction of those kids mirrors the joy anyone experiences while watching this video. You see cops pulling over people all the time for speeding. How about a citizen pulling over a cop? The cop passes the man speeding over 100 miles per hour, which was caught on camera.
Near 100 miles an hour to keep up with this cop.
Manage a changing workforce? It's time to get to know.
You was doing 100 miles an hour when you went past me. I got you on my speedometer. You was doing 100 miles an hour, sir. All right. And you didn't have your blue lights on. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. Do you have an issue with what I did? Yes, sir. What's your name and badge number, please? See it right there. What's your name and badge number, sir? You're supposed to tell your name and badge number.
The man asked the officer to get his supervisor as he was speeding without turning on any emergency lights. When asked for his badge number and name, the police scooted the scene ASAP. In the next video, a California police officer tries to teach a Canadian driver non-existing laws, but he was messing with the wrong Lamborghini owner.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good, thanks. Can I see your driver's license, please?
Yeah, sure.
So the officer approaches the driver and asks for his driver's license. Without any resistance, he gave it. That's when the officer noticed that his license was Canadian. According to law, non-resident persons do not need to get a California driver's license. The state recognizes out-of-state and foreign driver licenses for non-resident individuals. However, the cop insists that it's otherwise and he needs to have a California license. The officer then begins to inquire about the purpose of his visit, but the driver asserts that the officer isn't from customs and therefore doesn't need to answer any questions.
Okay, so you need a California driver's license to drive in California.
No, you don't.
Are you a tourist?
Yes.
Okay, do you have your passport with you?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Do you have your international driver's license?
Excuse me?
Do you have your international driver's license?
You're a cop. You should know I don't need that. I'm a Canadian citizen. You have a treaty with us. I'm going to exit the vehicle to get my passport.
When the driver says he doesn't require an international license, the officer doesn't even bother to confirm it. He replies, "I don't care." When asked for the reason for the stop, the officer said that the car had a modified exhaust. The owner denies that, and then the officer quickly changes the reason.
I said the one on Lomitas.
I didn't run any stop sign. I have everything on camera.
Okay, that's fine. So do I.
Pardon?
I said so do I.
Sure.
Stay in the car, don't get out, man.
No, I won't.
Here, hold on to this. I don't want to forget it.
The officer takes his passport and returns to his patrol car. He claims that the driver ran a stop sign, which he did not. Another officer comes to the car and flashes a light onto the camera, clearly disrupting the video. The officer continues to charge the driver for not having a California license and for modified exhaust. Noticed how he didn't add the stop sign, clearly proving he was lying before. The officer further says that the car should actually be towed, but he is not out of consideration. He then asks the owner to park it somewhere and not to drive it again on the premises. He temporarily parks the car and the police leave, but the driver decides to file a complaint against the officer at the station. They park the car and go into the station to file a complaint regarding the harassment. Another officer comes and talks about the whole incident. He also asks about the desired outcome of the complaint. The officer asks for the police to be fully educated on the international laws regarding this matter. He was at Beverly Hills for a 5-day vacation and did not want any further nuisance from the police. This officer is very calm and professional. He assures no further interference will happen.
This gentleman's really good. He's doing his job, getting all the information, all the facts. Great guy.
He was very calm, yeah.
Yeah, he's very good, very professional. You know, we have all these laws and rules we have to follow, and when we don't follow them, there are consequences. You get tickets and things of that nature. But when our ticket has been given out or threats have been made based upon something that is not true, you have the right to stand up for yourself, so you should know that.
You know what's funny? Before this incident, the same man was stopped 3 times regarding the same issue. It's sad to see so many officers who do not know the law. And the worst thing is, all of them were so arrogant to even check the law when the driver asked them to. Instead, they all issued him a ticket.
Here's what happens when they think they're special. You know that's not a parking spot, right? Where you park?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
What's your name and badge number?
Right here.
And what's your badge number?
I don't have a badge number.
You don't have a badge number?
No, sir. Can you please get on my face now?
No, I could record you anytime I want.
Fine. But they can also trespass you out of the store. So.
If they tell me to leave, I will leave, but that's not a parking spot. You're not special, right?
This video was posted on social media by a young man showing the arrogance of police officers thinking they can break any rule they wish. The female cop does not even deny the fact that she made a mistake and just asks him to leave. The video went viral, which led to disciplinary actions against the officer. The next officer falsely charges a citizen for drinking in public spaces, but the seal wasn't even broken.
Are these men harassing you, citizens?
Yeah.
What probable cause does he have to ask you for your ID? Looks like a brand new bottle of beer.
It is.
The seal isn't even broken on that bottle. What the is wrong with you people?
Sir, you just back up a little bit.
The victims were being harassed and asked for ID without any reasonable suspicion. The beer bottle they had in possession was new and not even opened. Yet somehow these corrupt officers are making reasons to charge them.
Okay. Well, maybe you should just back up a little bit. They're charging her with a drinking in public, and the seal is still on.
The individual recording the video starts shouting and swearing at the cops loudly, exposing their wrongdoing to the public. As you saw, they all started walking away slowly without saying anything back. So, the next cop pulled over a guy for illegal taillight. The same officer had already pulled over this guy previously. And the guy had actually changed his lights this time. He was not speeding, nor was he doing anything wrong. So let's see how this encounter goes.
Alright guys, I'm getting pulled over for no damn reason. Just left my house. Just going on a cruise. Wasn't speeding, have insurance. Let's see what this is about.
I told you last time I saw you at the gas station, it wasn't a traffic stop then. I advised you that your taillights were illegal.
Alright. Can I step out for a second?
Absolutely.
You are being recorded too, just so you know.
He steps out and shows the officer the new lights that were replaced. The officer argues that they still look dark. However, he only seems to be interrupting this man's travel, only when there are plenty of cars around actually breaking the law. Next, he argues that the driver has not given him a license yet. Since there was no reason for suspicion, there was no need for an ID, but the cop doesn't seem to back down.
Now I am confiding to him even though he doesn't need this.
So, this cop was also doing an illegal traffic stop and trying to search the car of this individual. He was asking about possession of drugs, guns, and other things with no proper suspicion. The only thing this cop was doing was being racist.
Nah, but you said you asked me that I have drugs. You asked me that I have guns. You have no reason to want to search my vehicle.
The cops give further reasons like the window was tinted. In reality, the windows were rolled down before the stop. There's no way they could have seen the tint. It's all lies to search the car which the individual did not consent to.
I'm giving you a few reasons here why I'm going where I'm going. Right? You said you brought up you're using a new app that took you out of your way. You're 10 miles outside of where it is you need to go. On that app,
answer any questions. I gave you all my paperwork, my information. You don't, but you acting like I'm committing a crime. It's not being a crime up here. I'm coming up here to see my brother. I'm not being argumentative. You could have gave me my ID back and let me go. I didn't do anything wrong.
So this cop again stops these young men for no reason, runs their plates and demands ID. He's clearly irritated because the men are recording him. When asked why he needed ID, he said, because you got a big mouth.
What do you need my ID for, sir?
Well, because you want to run your mouth to me.
No, because you was looking at my license plate. For what?
Exactly.
For what? You don't have to.
There you go. He said it. He says he can do anything he wants because he's a police officer.
You don't have the right to run this.
I got my rights to do anything I want to do. I'm a police officer.
You can't run.
This attitude of supremacy is the root of all problems. He threatens that if they do not give their ID, he'll tow their car away.
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
I'll pull you over and I'll tow your car.
This young man was pulled over by the police regarding some issue with the number plate, but upon close examination, it was clear that the driver was not breaking any laws.
Is there a reason why I'm being pulled over?
Well, I pulled you over for the plate.
But there's nothing wrong, right?
There's not, no.
Okay, so...
Now that I pulled you over, do you have your license on you?
I don't think I don't have to give it to you because I did nothing wrong.
So the officer continues to ask for the driver's license, which he refuses to present. Since he was not breaking any laws, he was not obliged to answer any further queries. He also said he was in a hurry to eat his food and go to work.
Because I'm going to be eating soon. I got the food right next to me. I mean, kind of in a hurry. Got to go to work in a little bit. I did nothing wrong.
Well, without creating any further ruckus, the police left, and you can hear the man saying, "That's how you get away from cops."
That's how you get away from the cops, right?
The next video is a very similar encounter between a civilian and an off-duty officer. When he pulled over the car, you can see his attitude coming over the window, trying to create an unwanted issue. However, the lady asked the right question. and he didn't have any answer.
Be smart.
Are you off duty? Are you an off-duty officer right now?
We're always on duty, ma'am.
Are you off duty right now?
Registration and proof of insurance, please.
Am I being detained?
May I see a license?
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
You're not being detained.
Okay, then I will see.
License,
you have a good day.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I'll see you.
And once again, that's how you avoid bad cops. So what exactly do you do when law enforcement stops you? As you saw in many videos before, many get angry towards officers. However, that's not a great practice. Try to stay calm and be polite. Avoid getting confrontational or argumentative with the police officer. Also, remember your rights. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to consent to a search of yourself or your belongings. Just say it out loud to the officer. If you enjoyed diving into these intriguing encounters, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more.